Hello students, welcome to All Force e-learning. Now today we are going to discuss, that is formation of ovarian follicles. Now this is the topic we are going to discuss, formation of ovarian follicles. Now in the previous class we have discussed about the process of formation of ovum. This is what we call it as female gamete. The female gamete formation, oogenesis, was discussed in the earlier class. Now this is how it is formed, that is oogonia. A couple of million oogonia are formed in the fetal stage itself. If it is a female child in the mother's womb, oogonia are already formed, that is oogonia a couple of million. Now these oogonia after formation, they divide and redivide by mitosis. By mitotic division, they divide and redivide to form large number of primary oocytes. Now this is before birth of the female child. Now these primary oocytes which are formed, these primary oocytes, they begin what we call it as meiosis 1. Meiosis consists of meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. In meiosis 2, it starts here, but meiosis 1, it stops at the prophase of diplotin stage. It is arrested. Now hence at birth, childhood, as well as when reaches puberty, meiosis 1 which was stopped at prophase 1 of diplotin again begins and it forms into two nuclei. This is one first polar nucleus, this is and the second one is secondary oocyte. Now primary oocyte gives rise to secondary oocyte and a polar body. Polar body is with minimum cytoplasm with nucleus. It gets degenerated or otherwise it may be divided into two. Whereas secondary oocyte retains bulk of the cytoplasm along with the nucleus. Hence this is the functional secondary oocyte. It again undergoes division in the female reproductive life, that means sexual life. For suppose if the secondary oocyte is released every month in the menstrual cycle, if there is no reproductive life, that is not get married, it means technically speaking the ovum will release, the ovary will release secondary oocyte which we call it as ovum. Secondary oocyte is that actually which is released every month by the ovary. But if sperms are available, if sperm penetrates through the ovum, secondary oocyte, it forms into ovum. This is meiosis 2 is completed when sperms are available. Now hence we are saying adult reproductive life. In adult reproductive life, what happens? This secondary oocyte, when sperm is available, it is changed into ovum, that is meiosis 2 will be completed. Then we call it as ovum. But technically we also call secondary oocyte as ovum. Now this is the secondary ovum which is actually secondary oocyte which is actually released. We call it as ovum, but this has collected in the fallopian tube waiting for the sperm. When sperm is available, then it is converted into ovum or egg or ooted. But secondary oocyte also called as ovum. Release of secondary oocyte is also called as ovum, ovulation. Okay. Now this is what happens from oogonia, this is ovum, formation of ovum. This is what we have studied in the oogenesis. Now here from one primary oocyte, how many ova are formed? Only one. From secondary oocyte, how many ova are formed? Only one. Whereas in spermatogenesis, from one primary spermatocyte, 4 spermatozoa are formed. Or one secondary oocyte, 2 spermatozoa are formed. Now it means each primary oocyte gives rise to one ovum, whereas each spermatocyte gives rise to 4 sperms. Okay. It means here either primary oocyte or secondary oocyte gives rise to how many ovum? 1. Now questions will be like this, that is how many ova are formed from 100 primary oocytes? 100. 100 secondary oocytes, how many are formed ovum? 100. But primary spermatocyte, it gives rise to 4 spermatozoa. It means 100 spermatocytes gives rise to how many spermatozoa? Means 400. Because that division is equational division. The cytoplasm also divides equally in spermatogenesis. Whereas here, first meiosis, the bulk of the cytoplasm is retained here and a small polar body is formed. Whereas in second meiosis also another second polar body is formed. Bulk of the cytoplasm is retained by the ovum. Hence, only one ovum is formed here. Now, this first polar body may again divide or may get degenerated and it is engulfed by the macrophages, nothing but phagocytosis. Phagocytosis takes place to the polar body. They do not remain inside the female reproductive tract. They are caught by the macrophages and they are eaten. Polar bodies. Okay. Now, here is follicles. If you observe the follicles. Now, these are the follicles which are observed in the ovary. This is the ovary, female ovary. It shows outer cortex, inner medulla. Now, outer cortex, it consists of, these are granular, having large number of what we are saying, follicles. These follicles are at different stages of their development. These follicles, they are different stages of their development. What are the different stages? Now we observe primordial follicle, primary follicle, secondary follicle, tertiary follicle, finally the mature Graafian follicle. Now it means here different stages of development of follicles are observed in the ovary. Every month there are 15 to 20 primary oocytes. They develop into Graafian follicle, out of which one get matured and one is released, all the other they get degenerated. Now this means even during menstrual cycle, every month many follicles they get degenerated. This is called as follicular atresia. Now here from oogonia to primary oocytes, from primary oocytes to secondary oocytes. Now during this process, oogonia to primary oocyte formation also, many follicles get degenerated. Only 60 to 80,000 oocytes remain in the female ovary. Among the 60 to 80,000, again every month 10 to 15 get degenerated. Okay. Now this is how it takes place. Here we observe different stages of development of the follicles. Now here first this is the primary, this is what we are saying oocyte, primary oocyte. Now this primary oocyte, now this is that primary oocyte, this is that primary oocyte, this is that one primary oocyte. Now it develops a single layer of flat cells. Now this is a single layer of flat cells around it. Now which are squamous type, single layer of squamous epithelium. Now this single layer of squamous epithelium which is surrounded by the primary oocyte, this is called as primordial follicle. What is primordial follicle? The primary oocyte surrounded by flat cells which are of squamous cells, a single layer, flat cells. Now this is called as primordial follicle. Now this primordial follicle, then the cells become cuboidal. It becomes cuboidal and arranged in many layers, 2 or 3 layers, many layers. They become cube shaped, cuboidal, and then stratified. It means having many layers. Now then this follicle is called as primary follicle. Now it is called as primary follicle. This is primary follicle with inside primary oocyte. Then this primary follicle, the cells around divide and redivide, occupy the entire around the primary oocyte. And also here this primary oocyte inside, it will produce a layer towards outside. This is called as zona pellucida. Zona pellucida. The primary oocyte produces a membrane surrounding it called as zona pellucida. Then the granulosa cells, these cells now it is called as, the cells are called as, named as zona pellucida. It is covered by these cells. What are these cells? Are called as membrana granulosa cells, or otherwise simply follicular cells. As they are surrounding the follicles, they are called as follicular cells. Follicular cells are otherwise membrana, that is granulosa cells. Membrana granulosa cells. These are the membrana granulosa cells surrounding. Now the membrana granulosa cells surrounding the zona pellucida, they together form another layer around the zona pellucida. This is called as corona radiata. Corona radiata. Now these are the membrana granulosa cells. A small cavity occurs or appears. Now this cavity get enlarged. This cavity is called as antrum. Okay. Now development of these structures. What are these structures? Zona pellucida is produced by the primary oocyte. The membrana granulosa cells attached to zona pellucida will produce corona radiata, and in the granulosa cells a cavity appears. A cavity appears and called as antrum. Now this structure, it is now called as secondary follicle. Secondary follicle is still having primary oocyte inside. Then this is the membrana granulosa cells outside. It forms here a membrane. This is called as theca interna. Theca means a layer which is towards inside. Theca interna. Then the granulosa cells in the ovarian cortex, now it also develops another layer. This is called as theca externa. Theca externa. What we are saying here is granulosa cells present outside is differentiated into two thecas. Theca means a layer. Now the theca which is formed inside, this is blue color what we are showing here. This is theca interna. Now outside to this, there is cortical cells which are present in the cortex region of the ovary. They also produce another layer called as theca externa. Now theca interna, it begins to produce estrogen, which is useful for the formation of secondary oocyte. It means at this stage, the primary oocyte, this is the primary oocyte, it completes its second meiotic division. Not second, sorry. First meiotic division is completed, which was arrested during birth, that is during fetal life. It was arrested. Primary oocyte has started what? Started first meiosis, but it was arrested at diplotin phase of prophase 1. Now this starts here at the puberty. It means what happens here? The primary oocyte, it divides and it forms a first polar body and secondary oocyte. It is observed in the tertiary follicle. Now this one is now called as tertiary follicle, having inside it is having dash, it is having inside secondary oocyte. Now the secondary oocyte, it is having the secondary oocyte now. Now the cells, this is granulosa cells surrounding the secondary oocyte. These are called as cumulus oophorus. Cumulus oophorus. The membrana granulosa cells, because this secondary oocyte, it become eccentric. because of the large fluid filled cavity. This is antrum. Antrum or liquor folliculi. This is called as antrum. Antrum occupying the entire graphene follicle. Hence the ovum, this is a secondary oocyte, it become, this is what we are saying, eccentric. And still the membrana granulosa cells which are surrounding this one, this is called as cumulus oophorus. And the part of the follicle with which this oocyte is attached, this place, this is called as germ hill or discus proliferus. Now this part, this is the part, this part where still the granulosa cells attached to the secondary oocyte. Now this part is called as discus proliferus. The membrana, this is the membrana granulosa cells surrounding the membrana granulosa cells surrounding secondary oocyte, it is called as cumulus oophorus. Now the part of the membrana granulosa cells where it gets still attached, now this part is called as discus proliferus. Okay. Now this is antrum or otherwise also called as liquor folliculi, fluid filled cavity, this is antrum. Now this is called as tertiary follicle. Now here is the primary oocyte. Now this is the primordial follicle. This is primordial follicle. Now this one is primary follicle. This is that one. Primary follicle. This is primordial. This is one. This is, whereas primary follicle, this one. Now this is a secondary follicle. Now this one. Okay, secondary follicle. Now here this one. This is what we are showing. This is a tertiary follicle. Tertiary follicle, still it is having theca interna, externa, which are formed during the secondary follicle itself. Now this tertiary follicle, it grows in size, it comes towards the periphery. As the thickness of the ovary increases, it goes towards the periphery, ruptures and ovum will be released. Now ovum is called as secondary oocyte. Secondary oocyte or otherwise this is called as ovum. Technically speaking, this is secondary oocyte, but we call it as ovum. Okay. Now this is how the graphene follicles are formed. In quick, one more time, this is primary oocyte. This primary oocyte is covered by single layer of cells which are flat squamous type. Then it is called as primordial follicle. Primordial follicle inside primary oocyte. Then it develops cuboidal cells and many layered stratified. Then it is called as primary follicle. Then these cells, now we call this as membrana granulosa cells or follicular cells. These cells, they divide and redivide, occupy entire area around the primary oocyte, and it develops a small cavity, also fluid filled cavity called as antrum. Now inside primary oocyte also develops a membrane. This is called as zona pellucida. And soon, that is later, that is outside the zona pellucida, the membrana granulosa cells also form another membrane called as corona radiata. Okay. Now this entire graphene follicle outside, it is covered by, this is theca interna. Now outside theca externa. Theca interna, theca externa. Then this is primary oocyte inside. It undergoes meiosis 1, which was arrested during the fetal stage, and undergoes meiosis 1, results in a polar body and secondary oocyte. This secondary oocyte divides and redivides to, this secondary oocyte divides only in the presence of sperm. If sperm is available, it divides. Otherwise, secondary oocyte get degenerated during every menstrual cycle, before marriage, that is before sexual or reproductive period, during sexual life, when she get married, then the ova will be formed, otherwise the secondary oocytes get degenerated in unmarried women. Okay. Now, after this secondary oocyte get degenerated, that is they are engulfed by macrophages again. Again in the next month same process takes place, another ovum is released, that is nothing but secondary oocyte. Okay. This is how the formation of ovarian follicles takes place. Now, if you observe the structure of this tertiary follicle, this is fluid filled space antrum, this is innermost covering the zona pellucida, then corona radiata, then membrana granulosa cells called as cumulus oophorus, where it get attached, this space is called as discus proligerus, and theca interna, theca externa. This is what the follicles which are formed from the Graafian follicle. This is a primary oocyte up to the secondary oocyte. Is it clear? Okay. This is how the formation of Graafian follicles takes place. Now, we will stop here. This is in this session. Thank you.